Have you ever looked in the mirror lately feeling exhausted, anxious, and foggy, and just told yourself it is because you are over 40? You think your slowing metabolism and those weird mood swings are just the normal toll of aging? But what if your body has actually been hijacked? Today, we are tearing the lid off a massive blind spot in modern medicine. You are about to discover why that stubborn belly fat, unexplained anxiety, and relentless brain fog might not be your fault at all. The truth is, millions of people unknowingly harbor hidden gut parasites, and these microscopic thieves are literally eating your nutrients and dumping neurotoxins into your bloodstream. But how do you know if you are one of them? You have probably tried every green smoothie, every therapy app, and every sleep hack out there, only to feel just as drained. That is because you are treating a mental and metabolic problem when you actually have an ecological disaster happening in your gut. Research from the CDC indicates that millions of Americans carry parasitic infections, and most go completely undiagnosed because doctors simply do not test for them unless you have recently traveled to a tropical jungle. But you can pick these up from a fancy sushi restaurant, unwashed organic spinach, or even your beloved family dog. I am going to walk you through the 9 alarming signs that a parasite is pulling your strings. You will finally get the answers to why your brain feels broken and your energy is tanked. By the time we hit sign number 9, everything about your daily struggles will make perfect sense. Let us dive in. Hi, I'm Dr. Kristi Mauldin, and I've been a chiropractor and functional medicine practitioner since 1999. Over the years, I've helped thousands of patients who were told everything looked normal, yet they still felt exhausted, anxious, inflamed, and stuck in bodies that didn't make sense. What I've learned is this: sometimes the real problem isn't where most people are looking, it's deeper, it's hidden, and it often gets completely missed in traditional approaches because no one is asking the right questions or connecting the dots. Now, before we go any further, I want to be very clear about something. Parasites are not the only cause of these symptoms, but they are one of the most overlooked pieces of the puzzle. And for some people, they can play a much bigger role than anyone ever considers. That's why this matters. If you're someone who has been struggling, trying everything, and still not getting answers, this is exactly the kind of conversation you need to hear. And if you find this helpful, make sure you subscribe and drop a comment below if you or someone you know has experienced any of these symptoms. I read those comments and they help me create content that actually helps people. And if you're at the point where you're frustrated and you want real answers, I do offer remote health coaching where we dig deep into what's actually going on in your body. You can set up a free consultation using the link in the description. All right, now let's get into the signs. Sign 1. Why is your heart racing when you are just sitting on the couch? You are watching TV completely relaxed and suddenly your chest tightens, your breath goes shallow, and a wave of panic washes over you for absolutely no reason. If you are over 40, your doctor probably handed you an anxiety prescription and sent you on your way. But what they missed is the incredibly powerful vagus nerve connecting your gut directly to your brain. Parasites excrete toxic waste products, including ammonia, which seep through your intestinal wall and overstimulate your nervous system. In fact, cutting-edge metabolic psychiatry shows that up to 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut, not your brain. When foreign invaders disrupt that delicate ecosystem, your serotonin production plummets and your stress hormones skyrocket. You are not losing your mind. Your gut is literally sending SOS distress signals to your brain. So if your anxiety feels physical rather than emotional, you are looking at the wrong organ. But wait until you hear what these bugs are doing to you in the middle of the night. Sign 2, the 3 a.m. wake-up call you never asked for. Every single night, right around 2 or 3 in the morning, your eyes snap open like someone just yelled your name. You lie there staring at the ceiling, your mind racing, wondering why your sleep cycle is suddenly broken now that you are in your 40s. Here is the insider secret no one tells you about human biology. According to traditional medicine and modern circadian biology, Your liver is most active between 1 and 3 in the morning as it tries to detoxify your body. Parasites are nocturnal. They are most active at night, feeding and releasing massive amounts of toxins into your bloodstream while you are trying to rest. Your liver gets completely overwhelmed by this toxic dump, which triggers a massive spike in cortisol, your wake-up hormone. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine highlights how unseen systemic inflammation violently fragments our sleep architecture. Your body is forcefully waking you up because it is dealing with a toxic emergency. And if you think that is exhausting, wait until you see how they control your behavior the next day. Sign 3. Who is really craving that late-night chocolate? You swore you were going to eat clean today, but by 8 in the evening, you are tearing through the pantry looking for anything loaded with sugar and carbs. You blame your lack of willpower and feel guilty, thinking your metabolism is just broken. But here is a wild fact from the realm of evolutionary biology. Microbes and parasites can actually manipulate your eating behavior to benefit themselves. They survive and thrive on fast-fermenting carbohydrates and refined sugars. Through the gut-brain axis, these organisms manufacture peptide mimics, chemical messengers that hijack your brain's craving centers. Research shows that gut microbes can alter your taste receptors and release dopamine when you feed them what they want. You are literally being controlled by the cravings of a parasite. That intense, uncontrollable urge for a donut or a second bowl of pasta is not a moral failing. It is a biological hostage situation. If you cannot stop eating sugar, you have to ask who you are actually feeding. And what they do with that sugar leads directly to our next red flag. Sign 4, the stubborn tire around your waist that diets cannot touch. You are eating less, walking more, and doing everything right, but that ring of belly fat refuses to budge. Once you hit 40, society tells you to just accept this as your new normal. But metabolic psychiatry and nutritional science tell a completely different story. When parasites take up residence in your digestive tract, they cause chronic, low-grade inflammation. This constant state of emergency forces your body to pump out excess insulin and cortisol. Clinical data proves that chronically elevated cortisol specifically targets fat storage around your midsection to protect your vital organs. It is a defense mechanism. Furthermore, these parasites inflame your gut lining, leading to a condition called leaky gut. Your metabolism essentially shuts down its fat-burning engines because it believes it is under constant attack. No amount of calorie counting or treadmill running will fix a hormonally locked metabolism caused by an intestinal invader. You have to evict the uninvited guests first, but weight gain is only half the metabolic nightmare. Wait until you hear what they are stealing from you. Sign 5, running on empty even after a full night of sleep. You drag yourself out of bed, brew a massive cup of coffee, and by noon you are already dreaming of a nap. Your doctor runs standard blood work, maybe tells you your iron or vitamin B12 is a little low and suggests a supplement. But why are your levels low in the first place? Here is the disturbing truth. Certain parasites, like hookworms and tapeworms, physically latch onto your intestinal wall and consume your blood and your nutrients before your body can even absorb them. According to the World Health Organization, parasitic infections are a leading hidden cause of iron deficiency anemia worldwide, even in developed countries. You are eating nutrient-dense, healthy food, but you are not the one digesting it. A lack of B12 directly degrades the myelin sheath around your nerves, leading to that heavy physical exhaustion that sleep simply cannot fix. You are essentially starving on a cellular level while you eat 3 meals a day. If you are chronically fatigued despite resting, your energy is being siphoned off. And this theft does not just drain your energy, it starts breaking down your physical structure. Sign 6, feeling like you ran a marathon, but you only walked to the mailbox. Your knees ache, your lower back is stiff, and your fingers feel swollen. You chalk it up to arthritis or just the reality of getting older, but random, shifting joint pain and muscle aches are a massive red flag for a hidden gut infection. When parasites damage your intestinal lining, Large protein molecules and bacterial toxins escape into your bloodstream. Your immune system spots these foreign invaders and launches a massive attack. Sometimes, the proteins on the surface of these parasites look incredibly similar to the proteins in your own joint tissue. This causes a phenomenon known as molecular mimicry. Your immune system gets confused and starts attacking your own joints, causing intense pain and inflammation. Rheumatology studies have repeatedly linked hidden gut pathogens to the onset of reactive arthritis. That means your aching knees are not necessarily a joint problem. They are an immune system misfire triggered by a gut problem. If you take painkillers and the ache keeps moving around your body, you need to look deeper, and your skin is the next place this internal war will show up. Sign 7. Your skin is sounding an alarm you keep ignoring. You start noticing weird rashes, sudden bouts of eczema, or unexplained hives that flare up out of nowhere. You buy expensive creams and switch your laundry detergent, but nothing actually cures it. Here is the secret dermatologists rarely discuss. Your skin is your body's largest elimination organ, and it acts as a mirror for your gut health. When your liver is overloaded by parasite toxins, your body tries to push that toxic waste out through your skin. Furthermore, parasites trigger a specific type of white blood cell called eosinophils. When eosinophils flood your system to fight the worms, they cause a massive release of histamine. High histamine levels lead to intense itching, red patches, and chronic skin inflammation. A staggering number of adult-onset eczema cases are directly linked to gut dysbiosis and parasitic activity. You cannot fix a toxic internal environment with a topical lotion. Your skin is desperately trying to tell you that something inside is terribly wrong. And if your skin is screaming, your bathroom habits are probably a complete mystery too. Sign 8, the bathroom guessing game you are losing every day. One day you are completely backed up, and the next day you are running to the bathroom in a panic. You have been told you have irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, which is basically the medical world's way of saying they have no idea what is wrong with you. If you are over 40, you might think your digestive system is just giving up. But here is the critical data point you need to know. Multiple gastrointestinal studies have found that a significant percentage of patients diagnosed with IBS actually test positive for parasitic infections like Giardia or Blastocystis hominis when advanced DNA stool testing is used. These microscopic bugs destroy the mucosal lining of your intestines, alter the speed of your digestion, and cause aggressive bloating right after you eat. They create a chaotic environment where normal digestion is literally impossible. IBS is not a disease, it is a symptom of an underlying disruption. If your gut is unpredictable, there is a very good chance someone else is driving the bus. Which brings us to the most terrifying and crucial sign of all. Sign 9, losing your keys, your words, and your mind. You walk into a room and completely forget why you are there. You struggle to find the right words in conversations, and a heavy, thick brain fog seems to cloud your every thought. You secretly worry that this is the beginning of early cognitive decline. But take a deep breath, because this is where metabolic psychiatry completely changes the game. Your brain is highly sensitive to metabolic waste. We talked earlier about parasites releasing ammonia and neurotoxins. These toxins travel through the bloodstream and easily cross the blood-brain barrier. Once inside your brain, they cause neuroinflammation. When your brain is inflamed, your neural firing slows down dramatically. Research in the emerging field of neuronutrition proves that gut-derived toxins directly impair memory, focus, and cognitive speed. You are not losing your mind. Your brain is simply operating in a highly toxic environment. When you clear the gut infection, the fog lifts and your sharp, quick mind comes rushing back. It is like rebooting a computer that was bogged down by a virus. So, what do you do now that you know the truth? You stop accepting these 9 signs as the normal side effects of getting older. You stop treating the symptoms with Band-Aid medications that only make your liver work harder. The absolute best way to start reclaiming your mental health and your metabolism is by altering the environment in your gut so these invaders can no longer survive. That means starving them of the processed sugars they thrive on and introducing powerful natural anti-parasitic foods like pumpkin seeds, raw garlic, and clove into your daily routine. It means embracing the principles of metabolic psychiatry and understanding that your food is the most powerful medication you will ever take. You have the power to take your body back, clear the fog, and feel deeply alive again. You just have to start at the